Hi, I'm Derek, and what you're looking at right now is a big red button. In the next few moments, you'll discover how this button holds the secret to making a woman fall in love with you in 15 minutes or less. It's kind of weird, I know, but it will all make perfect sense to you in just a few minutes. Curious? Just continue watching this presentation, and I'll reveal everything. Yet before you proceed, I have to warn you. What I'm about to show you contains information about the dark side of human nature that some people may find offensive. If you're not comfortable with the idea of using mind control tactics to attract women, then stop watching right now. However, if you have an open mind and you're fine with using covert psychology tricks to make women fall in love with you, then you'll be amazed with what you're going to see next. Understand that what I'm going to show you is entirely different from what you may have already come across elsewhere. For example, you may have already seen the dating advice given by people who call themselves dating gurus or pickup artists, or you may even have read the ebooks written by these pickup artists, filled with silly tricks like dressing up in outlandish costumes and using fake stories or canned routines to strike up a conversation. Well, as you'll see, there's a very good reason these gurus or pickup artists don't get along with me that much. Why? Well, it's because they know that once you're exposed to mind control tactics, which I'm about to show you, you'll realize that pickup artist tricks are nothing but a sham. Therefore, I want you to watch this presentation till the very end, where you'll discover the real secrets on how to be attractive to women without using lame pickup artist tricks. In particular, you'll learn how to exploit hidden flaws in a woman's psychology to get her attracted to you. You'll unearth the secrets on how to control her mind, dictate her emotions, influence her behavior, get her emotionally addicted to you, trigger her raw, animal-like desire for you, and make her obey you helplessly like a love-struck puppy. Before we proceed with this presentation, there's one thing that I must ask you to promise me, as I'm going to show you some pretty hardcore black ops mind control and covert psychology material. You must agree that you'll never misuse this knowledge to hurt women. Agree? Cool. Alright, now let's get started. From the blogs and magazines you've read, you may think that I've always been one of the world's biggest authorities on mind control attraction, while I was in fact the total opposite. You see, back when I was in my 20s, I was just a regular guy with a job as a computer programmer in Chicago. For a guy my age, I made pretty good money. I drove an Acura, and I lived in a beautiful one-bedroom apartment overlooking the lake. While I was not handsome by any standard, I was what most women would agree to be, well, moderately decent looking. I kept myself in good shape by working out regularly, and I had smart, clean clothes on me all the time. And despite all this, everywhere I go, women would hardly take a second look at me. It's embarrassing for me to admit this to you now, yet I was a complete and utter disaster when it came to love and relationships. In fact, I would only be half joking if I would tell you that my dating life was as dry as Fred Flintstone's feet. Not only that, it was incredibly frustrating, because whenever I liked someone, she would never like me in return. Now, looking back, I could understand why, because whenever I met a beautiful girl, I would totally freeze up. Worse, I'd get anxious and start to fidget and sweat uncontrollably. Ever since I was a kid, I'd always been somewhat awkward. Socially, I was rather inept, and I found small talk to be especially tiresome and excruciating. I was painfully insecure, and for these reasons, as you can imagine, I wasn't exactly very popular. At the office, for example, I almost never got invited to drinks after work, and my female colleagues had avoided me as if I was the serial molester from hell. Behind my back, they would call me nicknames, one of which was Derek McFly, after George McFly. You know, the ugly, eccentric, socially awkward loser from the movie Back to the Future. Yeah, it was that bad. And so for a very long time, I had fully resigned myself to the fact that I was destined to be alone forever. Then one day, my mundane life turned topsy-turvy when a girl named Brandy appeared at my workplace. Fresh out of college, she had joined the company as a junior marketing executive on the same floor as I was. I was totally smitten by her the moment I laid my eyes on her. I thought she was absolutely stunning with her straight brunette locks and dark hazel eyes. And I thought I would do anything to have her as my girlfriend. Anything. She was just so perfect. And when Brandy gave me her number, I turned into a complete wreck, because deep down, I felt that she was totally out of my league. I was convinced that there was no chance in hell that she would even be remotely interested in a loser like me. Yes, that was how low my self-esteem was. I kid you not. The best thing about her was not her sweet, innocent looks. It was the fact that she didn't treat me like a leper, like the others. Being the infamous social misfit at the office, I would usually be eating all by myself. After I got to know her, she would seek me out over lunch and sit next to me to keep me company. She was so nice to me that I finally convinced myself that she liked me for real. I then mustered enough courage to ask her out on a date on a Saturday night. To my surprise and delight, she agreed. I went all out to make sure that she had a good time. Champagne, candlelight dinner, expensive roses, limo rides, you name it. We had a decent time, but except for the 30 seconds when she had let me hold her hand while we crossed the road, she showed me no signs at all on how she felt for me. At the end of the night, as I walked her out of the limo to her front door, I awkwardly tried to give her a goodnight kiss, and as I tried to press my lips against hers, she turned her face away in disgust. Pushing me away slightly, she hurried into her house without saying a single word. As you could probably imagine, my heart sank. The worst part was that when I saw her at the office, she had turned really cold towards me. When I bumped into her at the cafeteria, I asked her if we should go out again. She stared at me blankly and told me that she was in a rush before she walked away without answering my question. I was so nervous and confused that over the next few hours, I had sent her some 7 texts and left her 3 voicemails out of sheer desperation. As you could have guessed, she never replied. Now looking back, it's pretty ironic, because if I had used the fractionation technique I'm going to show you next, all this wouldn't have happened. Anyway, over the week, I was starting to see her less and less. I could tell that she was deliberately avoiding me. I guess I should have gotten the hint, but stubbornly, I refused to give up the dream of having her as my girlfriend. Instead of giving in, as any sensible guy would, I spent most of my waking hours wrecking my brain, trying to figure out a plan to salvage the situation. I wanted to get her swinging back into my arms again, and yet I was getting absolutely nowhere. Soon, I turned into this complete wreck from the emotional hell ride that I was going through. I became so unmotivated to do anything apart from staying in bed and indulge in self-pity. Depressed, I started to call in sick more times than I should. I became lethargic, lifeless, and unproductive. At one point, I couldn't even bear to look at myself in the mirror. I guess you could say that I had lost my mojo. Now, as a result of all of this, my work suffered greatly, and when I missed a couple of important deadlines at work, my 55-year-old boss, Duncan, summoned me to his office. Breathing fire into my face, he told me that if I didn't buck up, I would be out of a job. Shocked, I limped out of his room with my head hung low. For the rest of the day, I tried my best to sober up. I knew I needed to put the disastrous Brandy episode behind me and get my life back in order again, because my job was probably the only thing I'd got going for me in my life at that time. Indeed, getting fired would be as good as putting the final nail in my coffin. I knew I had to recover, and recover quickly. So the next day, I dragged myself out of bed at 6, took a warm bath, dressed up, gave myself a short pep talk in the mirror, and drove to work. I arrived at 7, and since it was so early, I was surprised to see that Duncan was already at the office. There were lights in his room, but since the blinds were down, I couldn't see him. However, I was sure he was there, because I could hear him laughing and talking to someone. Desperate to get back into Duncan's good books, I made my way to his room, wanting to plead for a second chance. I couldn't remember what I was thinking when I forgot to knock before opening the door. Then, right there, at that moment, I saw it. Duncan was sitting behind his desk with his hair slightly messed up and his top buttons of his shirt undone. A young woman was sitting on his lap and kissing him passionately, while his hands were hungrily fondling her hair and neck. I was completely stunned, and I stood there, unable to move for some time, which felt like an eternity. It took them a couple of seconds before they realized that I was at the door, and when the woman turned around, I finally saw who she was. It was Brandy. As her eyes landed on me, the expression on her face turned from surprise to shock, horror, and fury, and she started yelling at me to get out, that I should have respected their privacy, and that I had no right to barge into anyone's room like that. Hearing this, my confusion turned into seething anger as my body started shaking with uncontrollable rage. Feeling deeply disgusted, I ran out, slamming the door behind me. Sick to my stomach, I dashed to the restroom, sat on the toilet, and cried quietly for an hour, feeling really sorry for myself. My self-esteem had indeed hit rock bottom, and man, I had never felt so down in my entire life. And I was disappointed, not because Brandy preferred some old fat balding guy over me. I was angry at myself for always screwing things up again and again. I just couldn't seem to break this endless cycle of pain, frustration, and heartbreak. And I then decided that enough was enough. I knew that I could not go through the rest of my life like this. I became insanely determined to get this attraction thing handled, or at worst, I would die trying. I told myself that I would never let failure with women imprison me again. And so that night, I wrote a quick email to Duncan to tell him that I quit, and that felt really good. I then started Googling for answers. I typed in things like how to meet women and how to make a woman fall in love with me, only to find stuff related to pickup artists, or PUAs. After learning some of the pickup artist stuff, I felt really turned off because the material was really cheesy, childish, and somewhat unpractical. Not only that, I was not the kind of guy who would go to smoky bars and nightclubs just to hit on women. One-night stands with strangers were just not my cup of tea. Since I was so desperate for a solution, I ended up spending a couple $100 on pickup artist ebooks. And in the end, I concluded that they were all pretty crappy. Lightweight pickup artist material just didn't cut it for me. I found myself desiring something deeper, something more powerful, and maybe even somewhat sinister. I wanted to be able to control any woman's mind, thoughts, and feelings. I had craved for the ability to make any woman I desire to completely surrender to me, physically and emotionally. And most of all, I never wanted to feel powerless with women again. As you can see now, small-time pickup artist tricks could never give me what I had hungered for. So while most guys would usually try to figure it out by reading pickup artist ebooks, I went to this underground source of information called the Darknet. And if you've never heard about the Darknet before, this is where controversial whistleblower sites like WikiLeaks and online black markets like the Silk Road originally came from. As you can imagine, all kinds of dubious characters could be found lurking within the Darknet, and yet it was also the place where forbidden knowledge about mind control was cautiously guarded inside private communities, hidden from the outside world. I was fortunate to gain access to one such community in the Darknet called the MK Delta, named after the notorious covert mind control program masterminded by the United States government back in the 70s. The members of the MK Delta community shared little-known techniques on how to control the behavior of the mass population, but I was only interested in using mind control specifically to do one thing: to attract any woman I want and put her under my influence. Now here's where it becomes really fascinating, so pay close attention. The knowledge vault that I discovered inside the MK Delta absolutely blew my mind, and indeed it was nothing that I had ever seen anywhere else. After experiencing it for yourself, you'll agree that it is 1,000 times more hardcore than even the best pickup artist techniques out there. I'm not kidding. Members of the MK Delta group knew how to guard their secrets only too well, because the truth was that the fewer people that found out about their tactics, the better it would be for them who know this stuff. During the 3 years I was in the group, I completely immersed myself in mind control techniques. And to borrow the term from Star Wars, it was the time I truly turned to the dark side. I ended up formulating a step-by-step method on how to use stealthy mind control techniques on women to generate raw, almost animalistic attraction to me. After having coached more than 12,000 men over the years, I'm convinced that turning to the dark side is the best way to gain an upper hand in dating and attracting women. Today, I'm going to share this method with you, so keep watching. But before that, I must first tell you about the real problem that we face. Now, what I'm about to say next may surprise or even anger you, and it may even make me a target of hatred by some people, and yet I'm going to say it anyway. You may already be suspecting this, but I'm going to confirm this anyhow. You've been lied to for a long time about how to succeed with women. Let me explain. If you've been looking for dating advice on the internet, then like me, you may have stumbled upon a group of people calling themselves pickup artists. Ever since its founding as an underground internet group back in the 1990s, the pickup artist business has since evolved into a multi-million-dollar industry. And because selling dating advice is so profitable, these greedy pickup artists naturally want you to spend as much money as possible buying their ebooks and guru programs. And it's easy to understand that it's not in their best interest for you to solve your problems quickly, because as long as you continue to fail with women, you'll continue buying their ebooks. In short, pickup artist ebooks are designed to make you fail. I know it sounds awful, and yet it's the truth. And not only that, But these pickup artists spread what I call the deadly dating lies. And these insidious lies have been systematically fed into your brain and working on your subconscious mind to sabotage your chances with women. And if you have ever believed these evil lies, I want you to know that it's not your fault. In fact, not even the smartest guy on earth would have survived the relentless and unending barrage of misinformation and lies getting fed into his mind every day. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to expose each of these lies so that you can finally see the truth. After this, you will readily know if you get lied to again by these pickup artists whenever they peddle their worthless dating ebooks to you. Deadly dating lie number 1. To attract women, you should use complicated routines, openers, stories, lines, and tricks that demonstrate high value. Now, this lie really pisses me off, not only because it's blatantly false, also because it was completely cooked up to mislead and confuse. And like most guys, I was completely duped into believing this lie after seeing it in a couple of pickup artist ebooks. Now, remember the earlier story that I told you about Brandy? Back then, I had tried every single trick I had learned from the pickup artist ebooks that I had paid hundreds of dollars for, and yet my failure with her was nothing short of humiliating. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to start afresh and clear your mind completely of every single pickup artist trick you've ever learned over the years. Trust me, nothing turns a woman off more than hearing the same tired pickup lines used by countless other guys or pickup artist wannabes out there. By now, since you've already gone this far watching this presentation, you already know that you should use mind control to attract women and not pickup artist tricks, instead of yakking at her face with pickup lines and openers like what pickup artists do. Understand that you shouldn't even be doing most of the talking. Rather, know that if you can get her to talk about the right themes and topics, you can then guide her to generate intense emotions. And finally, link those wonderful romantic emotions to you. Later in this presentation, I'll share with you a simple mind control technique which will do all of this for you. You'll be surprised at just how easy it is. For now, this is what I want you to remember. You don't need to use pickup lines or perform tricks like a dancing monkey to make a woman like you, period. Deadly dating lie number 2. You need to sleep with a lot of women to be happy. The society pushes sex on everyone, and that's a fact. We've all been conditioned to think that a guy who has had sex with more women is the alpha male. Now, I bet that you've even believed this at one point in your life, and yet this is not even close to the truth. Fact is that a bigger number of sex partners doesn't necessarily indicate a higher level of happiness. And you know what about the alpha male that I just mentioned? He could be someone with a massive intimacy void that he hopes to fill by sleeping with lots of women. For many guys, what makes them happy is surprisingly simple. They just want to stop feeling powerless, and they want more control in their relationships. I know this because I was one of those guys. What I'm going to show you next in this presentation will give you that power and control that you've always desired. And if you're looking to use that power to sleep with as many women as you can, I want you to know that there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Yet there is one thing I want you to promise me, however. Because of how potent this knowledge is, the possibility of some of my clients going rogue and using my techniques to harm women is very real. And so I want you to agree to use this knowledge ethically and responsibly. Use my material to pursue your own happiness and not to harm the women that you are going to use it on. Agree with me? Great. Deadly dating lie number 3. There is something wrong with you. The problem with generic dating advice is that it seems that there is always more to do. You can always be more confident. You can always dress better. You can always learn to communicate with women more effectively. Of course, if you're a guy who is already somewhat decent with the ladies, then this is fine, because it feels natural to improve yourself constantly. However, for a guy who gets rejected by women over and over again, telling him to be more confident is utterly horrible advice. Now, I'm sure you understand why generic dating advice like build your confidence or make her laugh or pickup artist stuff like be cocky but funny or use funny pickup lines are nothing but a sham. And if you're one of the millions that have fallen victim to pickup artist scams, then you need to decide now to accept the truth, because if you don't, you'll probably never end up with anyone at all. I know that sounds rather harsh, but hear me out here. I understand this completely, because before I stumbled upon the solution, I thought I was unlovable and would end up being lonely forever. Listen, I don't want you to be lonely for the rest of your life. even though your struggles are directly due to misinformation and the lies that have been fed to you all these years. I want you to recognize that it's now your responsibility to resolve all your relationship problems. And the first step you need to take is to shun pickup artist trickery completely and instead embrace the dark side of mind control like the rest of us. Okay? Now, before I cover the specifics of how you can use mind control to make a woman fall in love with you, I have something important to share with you first. Now, something fundamental about women that not many guys know, and yet once you know it, it will change how you view love and attraction forever. And it is this: women can't choose who to fall in love with. Now, think about that for a minute. What could this mean? Pretty simple, actually. It means that women don't get attracted to men just because they consciously decide to feel it. In other words, it naturally happens. Try asking your female friends what made them attracted to the guys they were with, and they will tell you the same thing, that it just happened. Of course, you already know that nothing just happens without reason. And because a woman can't choose who to feel attracted to, this means that we can force her to feel attraction, as long as we have the ability to push every single attraction button that is hardwired into her mind, one by one. Now, let me now demonstrate how these attraction buttons work by examining our own psyche. You see, interestingly, guys are also hardwired with these attraction buttons. For example, we feel an automatic attraction towards a Playboy model because she pushes all of our attraction buttons inside our minds. Let's try a fun thought experiment, okay? Imagine this woman stepping into your room, smiling, sitting on your lap, and wrapping her arms around your neck. Picture this in your mind for a couple seconds. I'll wait. How do you feel? Now imagine this woman coming into your room and sitting on your lap. How do you feel now? Of course, if you're a healthy red-blooded male, then you'll be turned on more by that sexy model than that old woman. For us guys, it's pretty straightforward. Here's the explanation. Our attraction buttons get pushed when we see particular physical qualities in a woman, like body and facial symmetry, breast size and shape, and waist-to-hip ratio, for example. For women, however, it's completely different, because she's driven more by her emotions than by physical attributes. This means that if you have the ability to evoke a certain hot emotion inside a woman, and we'll talk about what these hot emotions are later in this presentation, then she will feel an immediate attraction to you without the need for her to consciously think about it. Now here's where it gets super exciting. With the right approach, you can exploit this psychology loophole to your advantage. Specifically, with the mind control tactics inside the Shogun method, you will have the power to hack into her mind, push her attraction buttons, and effectively brute force her to like you. And when this happens, she will fall in love with you. And believe me, she won't even have a choice about it. More on the Shogun method later, but for now, I'll share with you a powerful mind control technique called fractionation, infamously known as the big bad wolf of covert mind control tactics. Fractionation is one of the 12 original female psychology mind hacks, which have been jealously guarded by the underground MK Delta community for many, many years. Indeed, for a long time, the masters who invented fractionation didn't want to expose it to outsiders because of one very important reason. Since fractionation is so devastatingly effective in generating intense attraction, using it merely to get phone numbers or kisses would be overkill. In fact, in the words of one of its creators, using fractionation in attraction is like taking a nuclear bomb to a gunfight. When you hear stories of men getting phone numbers or kisses in less than 10 minutes upon the approach, you can safely assume that there was some fractionation action going on. Next, you're going to learn about this technique and discover how you can use it to create a strong emotional bond with any woman you want. So here's how fractionation works. The technique is based on this mind control concept called dual polarity. I describe dual polarity in detail inside the Shogun method, but here's what it is in plain language. Dual polarity means two opposing states, thoughts, or emotions. For example, pleasure and pain, desire and disgust, pride and embarrassment, generosity and greed, joy and grief, and so on. Neurologists have found that when the human brain is exposed to quick successions of dual polarity, for example, pleasure and pain, the intensity of human emotions is amplified by at least 1,000%. This means that when you stir up both positive and negative feelings in a woman, you create a strong emotional bond with her. In other words, you will push her big red attraction button if you make her feel both pleasure and pain simultaneously. If this sounds complicated, don't worry. Next, I'll give you a couple of examples, and you will see just how easy it is. For example, you can say this. Do you remember the time when your best friend is just next to you, and it makes you feel tremendously happy? You feel important, appreciated, and loved. Now can you imagine now how that feels? I used to feel like that. But then one day, my best friend got sick, and she died almost immediately. She was gone. Remember that you need to mix up both positive and negative emotions for the technique to work its magic. Okay, now here's another example line that you can use. Have you ever met a person who you feel that he is meant to be with you? Even if you've only known him for 5 minutes, you knew deep down inside you that he will be an important part of your life, whether as a partner or only a friend? I have experienced that myself. I met someone who I grew very close to very quickly. But only a few days later, she got into a horrible car accident, and she was gone. Yes, it's really that easy. Try this technique the next time you talk to a woman, and the results will blow your mind. I guarantee it. It's amazing that if you know exactly what to say and the right time to say it, she won't have a choice but to fall for you. And the best thing is that it works even if you're fat, skinny, broke, too old, too young, or not particularly good looking, or even if she had seen you only as a friend, or if she is attached to another man. If you do it right, and I'll show you more on this in just a moment, she'll fall head over heels for you. She won't even have a choice about it. I want you to imagine having a superpower to make any woman you want attracted to you. And the good news is that the method that I've uncovered and perfected over the years, which I'm about to reveal to you, will give you this superpower. Now, we've come to the point where you now have two options on where you can go from here. Option A, you can take the tips and info I just gave you in this presentation and try to go it alone. And who knows, you may do just fine on your own, especially if you have paid close attention and took really careful notes. Or you can choose the smarter option B, the choice that the vast majority take to speed up their progress towards complete mastery in dating and relationships. It makes total sense if you think about it, because why would you risk frustration and embarrassment from failing with women when I've already figured it all out for you? You know that there's really no need to start from scratch and try to reinvent the wheel, when the fact is that I've already done the work for you. It's a method that I've devised and road tested for years with a clientele of more than 12,000 men around the world. And I call this unique system the Shogun Method. Hi, my name is Derek Ray, and I'm the creator of the Shogun Method, the world's one and only seduction system based on mind control technology that gives you the superpowers to seduce a woman by controlling her mind and making her emotionally addicted to you. The fractionation technique that I have just shared with you is only one of 147 female mind hack tactics in the complete Shogun Method. If you're amazed at what one technique such as fractionation can do for you, imagine having an arsenal of 147 of these nuclear-powered mind control tactics under your belt. You will be virtually unstoppable. And the most amazing thing about the Shogun Method is that just like what you saw with the fractionation tactic, it works far quicker than anything else you can find out there today. How so? The answer is simple. Remember the female attraction buttons we talked about earlier? With the Shogun Method, you will be using cutting-edge mind control techniques to access a woman's mind directly. Push those red-hot attraction buttons and make her fall in love with you as quickly as possible. Plus, you will bypass a woman's emotional defense mechanism covertly and make it virtually impossible for her to reject you, saving you time and eliminating any risk of embarrassment. Now, before I tell you more about the Shogun Method, I'd like to point out to you what it's not. It is not for players or harem builders only. You can use it to attract only one or as many women as you wish. It does not require you to know any mind control or hypnosis techniques. It is not something that works only in very specific situations. It is not for advanced seducers only. It is not anything unethical, and it does not involve lying to or scamming women. It does not require any skills or prior knowledge. And most importantly, it is not a complicated system which you will need to study for days or weeks to make it work. In fact, I've designed the Shogun Method to be simple to follow, that even if you have got only 10 minutes to spare, you can pick just one of the 147 techniques inside Shogun Method to start off with and see your dating life turn around for the better. Now look here, I've spent more than 3 years in the underground MK Delta community, where I've identified the specific patterns that the best mind control seducers do to be successful. And what I've done is that I've replicated those patterns, simplified them into an easy step-by-step blueprint inside Shogun Method, which means that from this moment on, you will have the same tools to replicate their success with women. Remember, the Shogun Method is the only dating system based on mind control available anywhere in the world right now. What it means is that this is the only place you can find out about how to use mind control tactics, like fractionation, to attract women. Shogun Method is ideal for guys who want unlimited power over women and the ability to make them fall in love at will. Guys who want to generate attraction without having to rely on lame pickup lines and openers. Guys who are sick and tired of dating ebooks, which are ambiguous, confusing, filled with lame pickup artist tricks. Guys looking to turn a casual friend or coworker into a devoted lover. Guys who want to get out from the dreaded friend zone and into the lover zone. Guys wanting to get their ex-girlfriends or wives back and never to see them leave again. Guys looking to improve their relationships with their girlfriends by knowing exactly what they think and feel. Guys who want to have choices and date multiple women without the drama, confusion, and headache. Guys who are getting back into the game and wanting to sharpen their dating skills with the best attraction techniques, bar none. Now, before we go any further, I need to come clean. If you're looking for yet another pickup artist fad or a list of pickup lines, then I'm telling you right now that you won't find any of that junk here. You know what I mean. And come on, let's be honest. Pickup artist stuff are not real solutions. And deep down in your gut, you already know they don't work. On the other hand, the Shogun Method is not some pie-in-the-sky fantasy land nonsense. It's the real deal, and it's for guys who are serious about wanting unlimited success, dominance, and power over women. So this is what I'm trying to say here. What I've done is to make it as easy as humanly possible for any guy to have any woman he wants. And so, while dating is certainly no walk in the park, as you already know, the Shogun Method makes it more of a snap. I'll share with you what's inside the Shogun Method in a short while. But first, listen to what other guys who have used the system have to say.
Hey Derek, I'm sharing my success story because I know how much you love hearing from happy clients. So I've successfully gotten my ex-girlfriend back into my arms. Well, she doesn't know that I use mind control, obviously, but let's keep that secret in our little group. But I just wanted to say thank you so much, and I will not hesitate to recommend you to everyone that I know. I owe you big time.
And I can honestly say that after going through the program, it was like a night and day difference. It was almost like I had some sort of attraction superpowers, and it was like I could approach any woman that I saw, and 9 times out of 10, they would end up giving me their phone numbers.
After going through the first modules, I was just like, holy shit. Like really, I've never felt so confident before. Using their 3 rapport models, I was able to land a date with this hot colleague on Saturday. I'll let you know how it goes, but so far, so good.
Now let's talk about what you want to know. You may want to know if it's easy to make the method work for you, if it works on the woman that you already fancy, if it works on someone who had rejected you before, if you're going to get help if you're stuck, if it works even if you're old or young, or rich or broke, or handsome or ugly. The answer to all those questions is yes, and I'll show you how exactly. Inside the fractionation module, you will get the most comprehensive guide on fractionation ever developed, with chock full of examples of scripts that you can use immediately on the woman you want to seduce today. In this module, you will get access to the world's first video case study on fractionation, containing a blow-by-blow analysis on how to use fractionation to control, dominate, and seduce a woman. Obtain 5 never-before-seen fractionation scripts. Shortcut your seduction by using these on the woman you want to attract today and get her to surrender to you physically and emotionally. Learn the 1-sentence fractionation, the concise version which delivers the knockout punch in just 1 sentence. Discover conversational fractionation, the newbie-friendly version which takes very little effort to get great results like the experts do. Find out about locational fractionation, a groundbreaking method where you can fractionate a woman using only body language. This works like an absolute treat when combined with conversational fractionation. The fractionation module comes with a downloadable companion guide on the roller coaster storytelling technique. Combining fractionation with the roller coaster tactic is like injecting a good dose of steroids into your seduction game. There's nothing else quite like it. Next, you'll discover the secrets of the I-Ray model, the world's first blueprint on decoding the female mind. It gives you the roadmap to making a woman fall in love in 4 simple steps. 1. Generating intrigue. 2. Building rapport. 3. Creating attraction. And finally, 4. Enslaving her. Inside the intrigue module of the I-Ray model, you will learn the one particular flaw in the woman's psychology, which makes her especially vulnerable to mind control. Discover why, if you have the ability to influence a woman's intuition, you will have the power to control her emotions. Find out about the hot and cold modes of the female brain and how you can force her brain to be in hot mode constantly with a simple hack. Know why the female brain is always looking for novelty and amusement, and how you can exploit this need to make a woman intrigued by you quickly. Discover the easiest method on developing your own provocative intrigue story, which you can use to capture any woman's attention the first 3 seconds you meet her. Find out how to capture her attention with a subtle technique that is used by master storytellers and Hollywood movie makers. Discover how to use multiple subplots to get her brain in hot mode continuously. Learn the magic of an intrigue ping, the first thing that you must say when you approach a woman, with sample lines you can use immediately today. Discover a covert mind hack technique that makes her desperately eager to talk to you so that she seduces herself for you. Find out about the ambiguity trick, which makes you look tremendously desirable in her eyes. Learn how to avoid the biggest mistake that you may already be making, especially when you've been using pickup artist style openers. Unearth the secrets of the ultimate seduction arsenal, the Shogun sequences. These are patterns or verbal scripts used to invoke desired emotions in a woman and to link those emotions to you. Discover the magic locket sequence, which exploits a woman's inability to tell fantasy from reality and bring out her hidden needs and desires. Learn about 3 higher powers mini sequences, which exploit her built-in fascination for esoteric beliefs. Find out how to ignite her passions and transfer them to you using the passion binding sequence. In the rapport stage of the I-Ray model, you'll use industrial strength mind control tactics to build rock-hard rapport with a woman in absolutely no time at all. Inside the rapport module, you will learn the little-known fact that a woman psychologically is designed to seduce herself to a man with minimal or no outside intervention. Discover the Shogun Method rapport development model, a simple tool to help you go from low rapport to high rapport with a woman in the shortest time possible. Sidestep the classic pickup artist mistake of forcing familiarity to build rapport. This tip alone will stop you from getting rejected for being deceitful, needy, and unauthentic. Learn how to use mind control mirroring and covert body language to build subconscious rapport with a woman. She will feel as if she has known you for years, even though she has just met you. Discover the top 6 mirroring hacks you can immediately use to establish rapport quickly. Install the social calibration system inside your subconscious so that you can rapidly and automatically sense if a woman likes you. Learn the best techniques on how to detect even the smallest signals of attraction, like a twitch of the eyebrows or changes in breathing pattern. Understand how to use the anti-demand tactic to create an automatic desire inside her to pursue you. Learn how to make her the aggressor by using a set of mind control tactics called conversational hooks. Find out how to combine conversational hooks with fractionation to give you a unique and effective way to deepen emotional rapport and give your own level of desirability a boost. Learn the top 5 deadly rapport mistakes that most guys make and how you can avoid making them. Discover the emptiness sequence, which is designed to elicit a woman's deepest and darkest needs in 2 simple steps. Learn the shared universal sequence, developed to exploit a woman's need to belong to social groups. You can use this to create an imaginary world consisting only of you and her, giving you the opportunity to isolate her from other guys, like her boyfriend. Once you've laid the foundation of intrigue and rapport, it's time to kick into high gear and start to attract her. Inside the Shogun method, you'll need only 2 techniques to make a woman attracted to you. Learn what these 2 techniques are and how you can use them in a simple step-by-step roadmap inside the attraction development model. Inside the attraction module, you will discover the entice-repel cycle, which exploits the 2 flaws in the female mind to push her attraction buttons completely under the radar. Learn how to speak in the same way that a woman talks to herself, so that her subconscious believes that whatever you say are her own thoughts. Know how to entice a woman using the covert mind control technique of implanted commands that will subconsciously make a woman desire you immensely, bypassing her conscious and rational mind completely. Get the world's one and only list of 44 implanted commands to be added to your seduction arsenal. Think of these as your secret weapon that you can use to attract any woman you see, anytime and anywhere. Learn how to use the B tactic to camouflage the implanted command so that it goes undetected by your conscious mind. Discover how to make a suggestion to your target that gets automatically accepted, since it is not possible to be rejected. Learn why you must repel a woman to make her fall in love with you. Get to know a killer devalidation technique which makes a woman desire and think about you all the time. Discover a little used but deadly effective negative body language technique which compels a woman to chase after you. Learn how to use the BP tactic to make a woman work to develop and maintain rapport with you. You will exploit her fear of losing out to force her subconsciously to pursue you. Find out how you can use the shared experiences sequence to short-circuit her rational mind and appeal directly to her emotions so that she falls in love with you helplessly. Discover the dream guy sequence by making her imagine her dream guy and by hacking her mind, forcing her to see you as her dream guy. The first 3 stages of the IRA model, intrigue, rapport, and attraction, are about making a woman fall in love. The 4th stage, enslavement, is about making her stay in love. If you want to dominate and control a woman for life, then these unique enslavement techniques are exactly what you will need. As these tactics can cause irreparable harm to a woman's psyche, we must ask you only to use if necessary. We shall not be held responsible if anything goes wrong. For example, if she turns to be overly obsessive and starts to stalk you. The enslavement techniques I teach here come from the real world and are used by every single dictator and cult leader to dominate their followers. If you don't think you can handle the straight talk about the darker side of human psychology, then look elsewhere. The heart of the Shogun Method's enslavement module is the Black Rose sequence, which is the single most powerful hypnotic pattern ever developed. This is the only place in the world where the real Black Rose sequence can be found. If you've seen an alleged copy of it elsewhere, you've seen a fake. Inside the enslavement module, you will learn how to segregate a woman from the outside world so that she overly depends on you to survive. Know how to isolate a woman emotionally using the combo tactics of shared experiences and shared secrets. Discover why you should introduce disasters into a relationship with a woman to make it stronger. Find out about inoculation and learn how to protect your woman from being mind-hacked by other guys who know mind control or the Shogun method. Learn the prophecy tactic and use it to install virtual walls around your target, making it impossible for her to leave you for another man. Discover how you can use hearsay to plant ideas in her mind covertly. You will be the puppet master, pulling her strings, and she won't even know it. Finally, add the infamous 4-step Black Rose sequence into your seduction arsenal. With this one pattern, you will be able to dominate any woman completely and make her yours forever. Now, what I've showed you so far is just a selection from the full package. The complete Shogun method consists of 8 easy-to-follow modules, jam-packed with every single mind control attraction tactic you'll ever need to succeed with women. What I'll do is I'll take you by the hand and show you how to push her red-hot attraction buttons using mind control. After going through the complete method just one time, you'll be armed to the teeth with the most lethal seduction skills on the planet. You'll be ready to meet any woman and have her become attracted to you at record speed. You'll know the exact words to say to her to make you her object of wildest desire. Now, what would this ability to put any woman under your spell be worth to you? The recommended retail price of the Shogun method sold by itself is $149, but that's not the price for you, and I'll explain why in just a moment. Listen, you're not just getting the Shogun method when you order today, because I have a lot more in store for you. You've come this far with me today, and you've shown me your determination in wanting to achieve success with women. And because of that, I'd like to give you 2 add-on bonuses for free just to help you succeed even quicker. The first gift you're getting today is a platinum membership of our proprietary coaching platform at the DerekRakeHQ.com. This platform is where you will receive specialist answers on the questions or sticking points that you may have. Plus, you get an exclusive opportunity to request for a one-time customized strategy plan, or CSP, prepared especially for you according to your needs by a team of expert coaches. Everyone's situation is different, and what works for others may not work for you. For this reason, I'll be providing you with a personalized coaching plan and a customized recommendation of Shogun Method techniques, specially tailored for your situation. Our private clients regularly pay $295 per month for DerekRakeHQ.com coaching privileges. If you purchase the Shogun Method today, you will get free, unlimited access to the DerekRakeHQ.com platform for life. This means that you can make as many coaching requests as you want today, tomorrow, a week or month from now, or even in 3 or 5 or 10 years' time at no additional cost. We will always have your back. And so you know, the Shogun Method is not just an ebook or a download. Instead, it's a potent combo of cutting-edge, mind-control seduction techniques and a team of expert coaches working for you to make sure that you succeed. To top it all, I will personally assign you a customer happiness manager to take care of you and get her to be on standby to attend to you whenever you need help. You will not be left behind. And there's more. You'll also get an all-access pass to the private Derek Rake Insider Labs, where we regularly release new Shogun Method modules to our clients. And because this area is protected from the public and hidden away from prying eyes, this is a safe and secure environment where we share the most controversial mind control tools that we want to keep hidden from outsiders. I don't usually want to talk about these strategies in public because, as you know, I don't like to court controversy, and yet everything is freely disclosed in the Derek Rake Insider Labs to our members. Here are some hints on what's inside this protected area. Emotion slaves, cult control, mental warfare, surrender and submission, sexual triggers. Once you purchase the Shogun Method, you'll get automatic and immediate access to the Derek Rake Insider Labs, where you'll find everything I've just told you. Access to the Derek Rake Insider Labs is usually limited to my best clients and is regularly priced at $129 a month. But I'll toss the lifetime membership to the Insider Labs into your Shogun Method package for free if you order right now. This means in addition to the Shogun Method package you're getting today, you will also receive a supply of fresh off the oven techniques regularly through the Derek Rake Insider Labs forever. Now, it should be clear to you why the Shogun Method has a retail value of $149, and that's excluding all those incredible bonuses. Even the bonuses alone are worth $424, which would bring your investment today for the complete Shogun Method package to $573. However, I have a better deal for you, and I'll tell you a good reason why I'm giving you a steep discount today, so keep watching. Now, at this point, you may choose to go down the road you've been traveling and continue to get the same results you've been getting. You know what? In a couple of years' time, you may even need to get a psychiatrist to help you solve your relationship problems and end up spending 10, 20, or even 100 times more to get specialist help than the investment you'll make today in the Shogun Method. Also, let's not forget the emotional pain and mental anguish that comes with each horrible rejection that you'll face if you don't tackle this problem head on today. And that's not what I want for you. With your future happiness at stake, I want to offer you the easiest decision you'll make all year. Deal? Today, you will not be paying the retail value of Shogun Method and the bonuses. Nowhere close to that. So your investment today will not be $573. Cut that price by half to $286, and you're still not close. As ridiculous as it sounds, you're not even going to pay $100. Your total investment today, which includes Shogun Method, as well as the 2 bonuses, the DerekRakeHQ.com coaching platform and the Derek Rake Insider Labs, is now for one payment of only $79.97. That's right, the payment is one time, and you won't be billed again. Also, because I want you to make your purchase with complete peace of mind, take advantage of my no questions asked money back guarantee. Just try the Shogun method for a full 60-day period. And if you don't see results when you try just one technique, or if you don't find our service to be top-notch, I'll refund you every penny because I'm committed to making you succeed no matter what. Now, look below this presentation, and you will see an order button which says Add to Cart. Click the button to lock in your discounted price right now. You'll join more than 12,000 plus of other happy Shogun Method clients all over the world who have achieved their dreams of having tremendous success with women. Now, listen up because I've got a surprise for you. I'm going to make you an offer that I've never made before. If you act now before this presentation ends, I will toss in this one-of-a-kind super bonus absolutely free. In addition to everything I've described so far, you will also get a lifetime membership to the Shogun Method's very own MK Delta Mastermind group. In this private group, we share and discuss possibly the 4 most explosive mind control seduction tools ever discovered, namely the Dragon Head Shadow, a dark persuasion technique which makes a woman willingly do your bidding, implanted commands, sneaky tactics that tap into a woman's subconscious and get her to do anything, yes, anything you want her to do. Subliminal state access, a breakthrough mind control method on building rock-hard rapport with a woman you just met in as little as 10 minutes. Fractionation 2.0, the latest mutation of the fractionation technique you've just seen, which has twice the strength of the original. So here's the deal. Membership to MK Delta is previously limited to my best clients only, who would pay $250 just to join the group. If you invest in the Shogun Method today, you'll get privileged access to the MK Delta for free. So with the inclusion of MK Delta, the total value of the package is now up to more than $823. And even at that price, it's a complete bargain. Now let's wrap everything up. By taking action now, you will get it all. Shogun Method, worth $149. DerekRakeHQ.com lifetime coaching privileges, worth $295 per month. Derek Rake Insider Labs, worth $129 per month. Membership to the Shogun Method MK Delta Mastermind Group, worth $250. Plus, your very own Customer Happiness Manager, for one payment of only $79.97. Just remember, in addition to getting a fantastic bargain today, you'll also be joining the 12,000-strong Shogun Method community, as well as the exclusive MK Delta and the Derek Rake Insiders Lab. There, you'll meet like-minded guys who are just like you on their journey to reach ultimate success and mastery with women. With the help of our close-knit community, we'll keep you motivated so that you'll progress even faster. Click on this Add to Cart button below, and you'll get instant access to the Shogun Method and all the bonuses, plus the MK Delta Group access. And since the Shogun Method is delivered online, you won't have to pay extra shipping costs or wait for the package to arrive in the mail. You will have everything at your fingertips within literally 3 minutes from now if you take action immediately, including the MK Delta Mastermind Group membership, worth $250 only if you order from this page. After you click on the Add to Cart button, here's exactly what you will see. First, you will be taken to our secure checkout page, which looks like this. This is where you will enter your payment details. After checking out, you will see options to select add-ons to help you get started even faster. Finally, you'll arrive at your secure clients area, which looks like this. This is where you will access the Shogun Method and all your bonuses. Be sure to check out the additional gifts I've already added for you too. It's that simple. Now you must remember, you've been struggling for far too long, and unless you take action right now, you'll continue to experience more pain and frustration with women. Yet you can choose to take action today and pick just one quick start technique off the Shogun Method package and see improvements immediately. Imagine right now how it feels when everything clicks for you and you found the answer to all your dating woes. You will experience the thrill of having the power over women that you deserve at long last. Remember, unlike those cheap, gimmicky, pickup artist ebooks, Shogun Method is the real deal. It is a system that has worked for more than 12,000 men in over 150 countries around the world, and it will work for you. You have 60 full days to try the Shogun method on me, completely risk-free. Either you'll be overwhelmed by the choices of women who will be falling over themselves to date you, or you pay nothing. Plus, my team of expert coaches and I are always ready to help you. We will answer every single question you have, and if you want, we can develop a unique plan for you to seduce that one woman that you want. Immediately after you buy, you need to go to the Quick Start section. Go here first so that I can reveal to you the best way to start your Shogun method journey and get you off on the right foot. Along with your Quick Start guide, you will also be receiving the complete Shogun method package in the form of streaming videos and downloadable MP3s and PDF reports. Also, you'll get access to the DerekRakeHQ.com VIP coaching platform, where you can get the best dating coaches in the world to help you and answer your questions, and also where you can get to network with our growing community of 12,000 plus Shogun Method clients around the world. Inside the protected Derek Rake Insider Labs, we will share with you exclusive, never-before-seen mind control seduction tools fresh from our R&D labs. And finally, the MK Delta Group, where you will find the big four of mind control techniques: the Dragon Head Shadow, implanted commands, subliminal state access, and fractionation 2.0. Listen, stop delaying any longer, and I'll tell you why. Because the MK Delta Group is a protected community. I want to limit the membership to a small number of people so that our knowledge base doesn't leak out to outsiders easily. So here's the deal. If any one of our MK Delta techniques gets leaked to the outside world, I will immediately close the group to new members. I have to do this to be fair to our existing members and to protect the integrity of the group. Since this presentation is still live, it's safe to say that this bonus is still available, but it may go away anytime without prior warning. So let's make sure you get what you really want and do the only smart thing you can do now. Claim your spot in the Shogun Method community, along with a massive discount and all your free bonuses, including the coveted membership of the MK Delta Group, and get on the fast track to dating and relationship success. A final reminder. At the beginning of the video, I asked you to promise me that you won't misuse this information to hurt women. I wasn't kidding. Listen, Shogun Method is not a game. I've built this system using some devastatingly effective psychology tools designed to alter a woman's thoughts and emotions and to make her bend to your will. If you're not careful, you could negatively affect a woman's psyche and cause permanent, irreparable damage. And for this reason, it's my priority that guys use this knowledge for good, not harm. So do this for me. Tick on the checkbox to agree that you will only use the knowledge you're about to get for good. Then click on the Add to Cart button below and join us in the global Shogun Method movement. Still here? If you're still watching, I bet you've got some questions, and that's okay. Here are some of the most common questions I get, and the answers to help you out. Do I need to know about mind control for this to work? No, not at all. You don't need any prior knowledge of mind control to make Shogun Method work for you. What I've done is that I've compiled the best of mind control techniques, customized it for the sole purpose of seducing women, and simplifying them in a series of easy steps that anyone can follow. If you can string a sentence together in front of a woman, then you'll be able to use the Shogun method effectively. What makes Shogun method different from the others? Listen, as of right now, the Shogun method is the only dating system in the world which is developed on heavy-duty mind control technology. It's not just another dating product filled with amateur tricks and lame pickup lines. I'll be completely honest with you here. If you only want a casual date or two with an average-looking female, then a pickup artist ebook will probably do just fine. On the other hand, if you're looking for that unlimited power to make any woman you meet completely surrender to you physically and emotionally, then you'll need something stronger. Shogun method is the ultimate industrial strength solution that will give you that power. Like what other clients like to say, comparing the Shogun method to pickup artist ebooks is like comparing a nuclear bomb to a penknife. You'll realize how true this is once you see the Shogun method in action. Does the Shogun method work on women in my country? Definitely. The reason why Shogun method works on women of all races, cultures, and nationalities is simple. Because the female attraction buttons are deeply embedded in each and every woman's mind. They are hardwired to respond to mind control techniques regardless of what language they speak, or other race or cultural boundaries. Does the Shogun method work if I'm old? Yes, of course. It's a myth that females don't get turned on by older men. The fact is that no matter if you're 40 or 50 or even 60, you can get any woman to be attracted to you as long as you push their red-hot attraction buttons, which I've already shown you. They simply won't have a choice. Now here's the best part. Drop me a message once you're in the protected members area, and I will share with you a proprietary Shogun method sequence called the Mature Control, which our older clients have been using on women half their age to get amazing results. What if I'm looking for a steady girlfriend? Is the Shogun method suitable for me? Of course. Remember, even when you have possibly the deadliest, most potent seduction weapon in your back pocket, you don't have to go crazy and use it on any Mary Jane or Susie you meet. In fact, many of our clients have used the Shogun method to find that special girl they want to spend the rest of their lives with. We will help you understand women on a deep level, and you will know exactly what turns them on about guys, and what intrigues them, and so on. And since you're going to know a woman better than she knows herself, you'll know what to say and do exactly to make her want to be with you forever. And you will see that it makes perfect sense, because in the end, every woman wants a soulmate who completely understands her inside and out. Shogun method is packed with tips, tricks, and techniques that you will want to use if you're looking for a meaningful, long-lasting relationship with that special woman that you want to be with. More importantly, you will also learn how to keep the passion burning over time and ignite her loyalty trigger so that she sticks with you through thick and thin. What if I'm stuck in the friend zone? Can Shogun method help me? Okay, I'll be completely honest with you here. Being friend-zoned usually means that you're pretty much screwed because you're just not seen as boyfriend material. Here's how Shogun method can help you turn the tables on her, so listen up. Inside Module 4, you'll find a method to get inside her mind and flip the special attraction switch so that she stops seeing you as a friend. Using mind control tactics inside the enslavement module, you can make her mentally reframe you so that she sees you as a strong love interest. Once you're in the protected clients area, go to Module 8, where you will get hold of this amazing piece of covert mind control technology. Remember, Shogun method is designed to overcome even the trickiest of situations. And trust me, over the years, I've used this method myself. I've seen it all. Guys would come to us with all sorts of women problems, and we would help every single one of them with no exceptions. However, if you're wondering if Shogun method will work on your particular situation, or if you think you are under complicated or unique circumstances, the only way to know is to click on this button below and find out for yourself. Remember that you are protected by our money-back guarantee, so you've got absolutely nothing to lose. Will the Shogun method work if I already messed up with a particular woman? Listen, I've probably screwed up with women more times than the average guy, and ever since I stumbled upon these mind control seduction techniques, I've realized something amusing. I found out that as long as I start doing the right things, she almost instantly forgets about all the mistakes that I've previously made, as if I've never done them. I know it sounds crazy, and yet it's true. So if you find that you've made a lot of mistakes with her, for example, if you've been particularly needy, or if you've said something nasty, the first thing you need to do is to avoid feeling down about those mistakes. Start using the Shogun method on her immediately, and focus all your energies on pushing her attraction buttons. As you do this, you'll see her reacting to you positively again. I guarantee it. Are you going to bill me every month? No. You make the payment only once today, and Shogun Method is yours forever, including all the exclusive bonuses as well as the MK Delta material. You won't be billed again. Do I need to be good looking to pull this off? Look, more than 12,000 men have achieved tremendous success with the Shogun Method, and you can bet that most of them are not exactly Brad Pitt lookalikes. The truth is that your physical appearance is completely irrelevant. What Shogun Method gives you is the ability to control a woman's mind subconsciously and tap into her deepest feelings and emotions so that you can link her desires to you. In fact, if you do exactly what I say, she'll rather be with you than with any other guy, no matter if they are better looking than you, because only you will have the unique ability to fulfill all her inner desires and deepest emotional needs. It's that powerful. How long do I have to wait before the package gets shipped to me? You don't have to wait for anything to turn up at your door. Shogun Method is a downloadable course which you can access immediately on a private, secure website upon checkout. Inside the set of 8 modules, there'll be streaming videos and audio tracks, as well as full transcripts and workbooks, which you can download and print. And because everything is online, you can dive into the material in less than 3 minutes from now after you've made the payment. What appears on my credit card bill? You will see a one-time charge from ClickBank, which is the name of our official retailer. For your protection and privacy, there is no mention of Shogun Method or Derek Rake or the name of my company. This seems to be a lot of stuff to learn. How long will it take me to go through the course? If you are feeling a little overwhelmed, understand that this is entirely natural, and relax, because I've got the solution for you. When you're in the protected clients area, before anything, I want you to go to the Quick Start section. There you will get specific instructions on how to break the system down bit by bit so that you can learn in small chunks as you go. Remember, you don't have to be an absolute master of everything inside the Shogun Method to start to see improvements in your dating life. Start by applying just one technique, which I'm going to show you inside the Quick Start section. Once you're amazed at just how easy it is to get results from that technique, you'll want to go through the rest of the program immediately, and you'll be pumped to get back out there to apply what you've learned on every beautiful woman you see. To get started right now, all you need to do is to click on this big Add to Cart button below and get on board. I look forward to welcoming you to our Shogun Method community.